Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and I'm honored today to be joined by Jessica Magoch, who is a sales advisor, angel investor, and award-winning jazz artist. So, Jessica, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Hello. Nice to be
Hi,
here. Thanks for
thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you so much. And whereabouts are you in the world right now?
I'm in New Hope, Pennsylvania, which is right between Philadelphia and New York, like an hour and a half from each city.
Incredible. Thank you so much. And let's now get onto the subject of Jessica in more detail. So, Jessica advises innovative B2B STEM companies on how to scale their sales teams from 7 to 8 figures per year as they work towards building $100 million sales teams in under 5 years. The title for today's episode is How to Scale Your Sales Team to 8 figures, and Jessica's going to show us how to do that in just under 7 minutes. No pressure.
All you need is 7 minutes to
That's it.
scale this.
And question number one today is who are your ideal clients, Jessica?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me. Like you said, innovative STEM companies. So I work with B2B STEM startups.
Hmm.
So STEM, science, technology, engineering, math. Most of them fall into SaaS and computer science, AI,
Yeah.
machine learning, things like that. And B2B, so business to business, either whether you're selling to self-employed people or large corporations, as long as you're selling to businesses and directly to businesses. So direct to the user rather than wholesaling or channel
Got it.
partner, things like that, right?
Yeah.
And I prefer to work with women founded companies
Hmm.
because of the lack of funding that go towards female founded STEM companies. And I teach them how to scale from 7 to 8 figures and then 8 to 9 figures based on how we scaled our company to over $100 million in revenue.
Fantastic. And let's pick one of those customer bases. It could be those female founders. And what is the biggest challenge that they typically face?
Yeah. So by far the biggest challenge for female founders in general, STEM or non-STEM,
Mhm.
is lack of VC funding.
Yeah.
So and it's going down, unfortunately. So female founders receive less than 3% of venture capital funds,
Wow.
and it went down from 2019 to 2020.
Hmm.
So that means that they have to scale in a different way
Yeah.
than a company that just has like an influx of cash. So that's the biggest hurdle for them.
And and is that other way through generating revenue?
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So either you get cash influx or you grow through sales
Hmm.
organically.
Yeah. And and not having this cash influx, what impact does that typically have on either them or their business?
Right. So a lot of things, as you can imagine, right? But mostly speed to market. So
Yeah.
when you have a lot of cash, you could obviously, do things faster and bigger rather than growing organically. And what that means, unfortunately, is that either, sometimes they don't get to market fast enough, the competition gets there faster. But the biggest impact, not only to them, but to us as, a global community, is that we don't get to experience these innovative
Hmm.
technologies from a female perspective, so that we don't actually get those contributions into society. So that that's detrimental to all of us.
Got it. Huge impact. And um, I guess there's not much that we can do as individuals right now to get that VC percentage up from 3%. Obviously, there needs to be a big movement to get more female founders investment.
Right.
But for the individuals, what one piece of valuable advice might you give to them to really try and help them solve that problem of not having that cash in their business?
Yeah. So clearly it's sales, right?
Yeah.
So don't give up. I mean, don't stop fundraising. Fundraising is a full-time job. So
Mhm.
if you have to focus your attention somewhere, I'd say to build a sales team, but learn to sell for yourself first.
Yeah.
It would be nice if we could just hire a salesperson and they take all of our problems away. But the founder really has to understand sales and what the market responds to before they can start building a sales team to do that. But once they do that, once they start getting sales under their belt, then starting to bring and scale a sales team. And I recommend doing that through commission only Salesforce.
Yeah.
which is how we did it, which absolutely can be done. It doesn't have
Hmm.
to be like an MLM type of,
Yeah.
pyramid scheme type of thing. Um, you can do it in a professional way. So you're not bounded by, the restrictions of hiring people. You can scale quickly that way.
Great, thank you. And for those people listening that would like to go on this journey, do you have any free resources or guides that you can share with people to really help them solve that problem?
Yeah, I have tons of stuff. First of all, my blog I think is really good. I give a
Mhm.
lot of free info on there,
Yeah,
but I have a free script that they can download on my website, jpmpartners.com. You'll see it right at the bottom of the homepage there. And I change that out every so often. So I'm going to be releasing a blueprint very soon. It's actually on my other screen right here in my Canva,
yeah,
on a 9-figure sales blueprint. So
amazing.
once they download the script, they'll get on my email list and they'll get all the new stuff that I release as well.
Great. So go to jpmpartners.com and make sure you download that sales script or blueprint whenever you listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so slightly off topic, the next question, which is
Yeah.
what would you say is your greatest failure that you've ever made, either in life or business, and what did you learn from it?
I had to think about this one, right?
Mm,
When I saw this on the list. Um my biggest failure, and I continue to struggle with this, is undervaluing
yeah.
myself. And so in my business, the way that that's affected me is, when I undervalue myself, I overcompensate in other
Mhm.
ways. So maybe over delivering or stretching myself too thin, or if I'm not like stressed out and, busy 24/7, then I'm not worth the value that I think I'm supposed to be. So, but that's led to burnout in the
Yeah.
past. And,
Right.
so I've learned that less is more.
Mhm.
And busy doesn't mean successful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I learned it the hard way, but and again, I said something that I continue
Yeah.
to keep bolstering my own self confidence
Yeah.
and value that I can deliver.
And like I said, a very, very valuable lesson, which I'm sure we've learned lots from along the way as well.
Yeah.
Uh, the last question from me then today is what is one question that I should have asked you that will also give great value to our audience today?
Yeah. Um, I think for today's, it's always something different depending on the day you would ask me.
Yeah.
But today it's anyone can learn to sell.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to learn can learn to sell. It is not a gift you're born with. It's not about talking a lot or being great with people. Just that it is a skill that you learn just like any other. So don't wing it.
Yeah.
You don't have to wing it. You will figure it out. You're smart. You'll figure it out eventually, but you don't have to do it on your own. There's lots of resources out there, and it is a skill to learn, and it doesn't have to be icky, sleazy, or annoying.
Yeah. Can be completely authentic and, trying to add value to that person's life in whatever way it is. Well, Jessica, thank you so much again for your time today, and I cannot wait to share this episode with our audience.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you had me.